Hey guys, how you doing? It is February the 10th. Wow. Somebody mentioned to me the other day that they were having a stressful day. So they were having a bad day because they were having a stressful day. So then I got thinking about that. Actually, I didn't get thinking about it. It kind of gestated out here in my subconscious, and then Source picked it up and come back and chatted with me a little bit. In the manifesting manual, and this is actually a draft. I just happen to have it here, a draft version from who knows how old it is. Draft version, probably years ago. 5 steps to manifesting. First step is creating your perfect desire. Second step, living your desire on the inside. So that's the feeling step. The third step is managing resistances. That's the fun part. The fourth step, which is where did they talk about stress? Can't remember where it fit. But anyhow, the fourth step, I'm actually doing an animated mini tip on the fourth step, which is taking inspired action. Fifth step, which is just as important as the first four, often when we don't give adequate attention to, and that's celebrating your victories, because there are no small victories, right? I can't remember which section I talked about stress, but stress gets a bad rap because stress is not a good thing. It's also not a bad thing. And then this kind of segues into what I call judgment. Now, if we boil it down, whatever words you want to use, they kind of fit into two buckets: good, bad. And when we judge something, that's what we're doing. Again, whatever words you use, but they're in this bucket of good or this bucket of bad. So now judgment isn't a bad thing. It isn't a good thing. It's just a thing. When we judge something, we do a very effective job of sealing it in to be whatever we've judged it to be. You see, so we can judge something as being good, which is kind of the whole fifth step, right? Which is celebrating the victories. So choosing something to be good is essentially sealing it in to be good. Now, why is that so valuable? Because when you seal it in to be good, that's like a credit in your manifesting bank account. When you decide to judge something as being bad, that's like a debit in your manifesting bank account. So which brings us to stress. Now, we talk about stress all the time. We all experience stress. And believe me, we all manage it sometimes better than others. I know I sure do. Now, stress isn't necessarily pleasant. It's not even necessarily unpleasant. When you go to the gym and you're building your muscles, you're stressing, you're applying stress to that. And the next day, any of you that work out, I can remember when I was working out real steady, you do a shoulder day, and then at the end of it, you couldn't get your t-shirt over your head because you couldn't lift your arms anymore. Or any of you that have worked out, you know exactly what the day after or the day after the day after a good leg day feels like, right? Every step is ouch, 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 but it's like ouch, yes, ouch, yes, because you know you've done some good work. And I think that's the thing with stress is it isn't good or bad unless we decide it's good or bad, or I guess until we decide it's good or bad, and we can do both or either or. So if you're having a stressful day, doesn't mean it's pleasant. It doesn't mean you're not, pissed off. It doesn't mean any of those things. I'm not saying we have to like it. I tell you, sometimes when you're doing those last reps, you're just like, oh God, right? But I think when we differentiate between having a stressful day, an unpleasant day, whatever you want to call that, but at the same time, kind of resisting that urge to say, I'm having a bad day. And believe me, easier said than done. But And this is kind of the second part to that. If we can not even judge it either way, right? I'm not having a good day. I'm not having a bad day. I'm having a stressful day. See the difference? This is a very stressful day. And I just, I can't find it inside here to say, this is good. I'm not doing that today. Okay. Then resist the urge to decide that it's bad. Just maybe don't do either. Don't try and label it. Don't try and put it in that bucket. Don't try, resist the urge to judge it. Because if we don't judge it, we're not putting it in the credit account, but we're also not putting it in the debit account. We're not sealing it in to be anything. It may suck, but we're not sealing it in to be anything. Now, when we do that, in a way, it's kind of like a null event as it relates to our manifesting bank account. Right? If you can choose to say, this is a really stressful day, but I can find something good in the day. I can choose it to be a good day. Great. That's a credit. That's cool. Right. And then you're going to want to say this is a bad day. But if we can just do neither, then at least you're not adding a debit to your account. And that experience, whatever today is, whatever that moment is, when that experience is over, that experience is over. And yes, it may not be a credit, kind of moving you along, but it's also not a debit that holds you back. So that's what I was thinking about today. So if you're having a stressful day, but a lot of them this last while, I'm not saying you have to go, oh, happy, happy, joy, joy. But if you can resist the urge when somebody asks you how you're doing, it's a stressful day. It's a stressful day. But resist the urge to get, God, I'm having a bad day. Just practice differentiating between the two. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Share. We're all in this together. And I'm trying to change the orientation of stuff up, so I have to remember where everything is. Share. We're all in this together. See you on the web.